If there's going to be a couple of moments where I may break down, it doesn't worry me, it doesn't affect me. Any questions that there's not a question that you could ask me, I probably haven't been asked, or whether I get emotional or whatever. Who knows? Sometimes I do something, I don't know. It all depends. But if there is going to be a moment that I will get emotional, it'll be I was 8 years of age. One of our punishments was you can imagine a coffin standing upright, probably a little bit wider. It had holes about the size of a 10-cent piece, or we still call it 10-cent pieces, do we? and they went along the top. There was another one around the middle, another one around the bottom. And that was basically a little bit of light would poke through. And that was our pun. You could be in there for anywhere from 20 minutes to 3/4 of an hour. One day we were in the yard and we knew there was one of the kids in there. I had scars on my back. They were very fine. So I had them on my back right up till I was about 40 years of age. I'm 60 odd now, or nearly 60. And they were from, we used to get whipped with this, it was like had all these streams of like a plant fly. And when it hit you, it sort of stung a little bit, nothing too major, but when they pulled it back, it ripped the skin off your back. And so I had all these fine lines on my back, and I always thought I was going to get caught. My wife would quiz me on those, but because the one thing I get asked is, how did I get through some of the stuff that happened? And to give an example, I'll give you one incident that probably sums up everything without getting a heap of questions on it. We had 3 masters that, and I tell it in the book, and I write the number as being 50, but the real number was 100. We had 3 masters have a bet on who could rate a 6-year-old child first to 100. I write it in the book 50 because to most people that haven't lived through it can't fathom 3 adults who are supposed to be protecting us would have a bet, like a bet, to see who could get the first to 100 to rate a 6-year-old child. People ask me, was I sexually assaulted? Of course I was. My brother says he grew up, 2 out of the 32 of us, every one of us ended up in an orphanage, and the book basically explains how that happened. But only 4 of us actually went through the whole system, and in my era of us kids, only 2 of us, me and my brother Mick, but we were in separate orphanages. But Mick tries to tell everyone, because Mick's about 6'4", pretty solid. He tries to tell everyone that nothing happened to him, whereas I know that that's not possible. I know that from my point, it didn't matter what orphanage you were at. It was just a matter of. I write in there about what I considered the numbers to be, and let's just to scale it back for you. Let's assume that there's only 100 masters in the world, or 88 of them would be in some way either sexually or physically assaulted. So that's the number. So whatever the numbers was if it was 10,000, then 9,800 were doing something in the way of hurting us. And the ones that didn't, unfortunately, couldn't stick up for us because they had to feed their family back then in the 60s and that. Yeah, so basically for me, like I said, I tricked myself into believing that, and I don't think it's a trick, don't get me wrong. I do believe that if you change something in your past, then that's got to get bigger and bigger to the point where something misses out, whether you're not here on that day or this week, this month. And so I tell myself that whatever I went through is pretty well, unless, like, I'm lucky because what I do myself. I've got a foundation thing as such. It's more a project that I started. It's called Moss Community Project. I accept no donations. People buy my book. I've got 6 e-books. I've got 3 books. I've got 2 more about to be, another one on November 24th I'm releasing. And all the money through that and through my guest speaking goes to stuff that I like to do. I developed a program to get kids to school and overseas, and one of the biggest questions I get there is, why are you doing it overseas and not in your own country? I always put it back to your mother, your brother, your sister, someone that you love dearly, someone that you're prepared to die for. If that person needs an organ transplant to live, right, and that person happens to be from, I don't know, Nicaragua or wherever, I don't know, I'm not an educated man, but if they could be from Somalia, I don't know, there's a hatred for some countries at the moment, and rightly so. But I can tell you now, if I want to save my kids, my wife, or anyone that I love, I'm seriously not worried about what country they're from, and neither were you guys. So therefore, I choose to believe that the world is just the world. It's, I don't care if they understand me or don't understand me, but they'll understand compassion, they'll understand empathy, which I like to think I've got. The reason that I started to sit up and take notice of exit plan is because the day came where it became relevant, because I always put it that I know I'm helping this person, I'm just steadfast on helping this person needs just a helping hand, whatever it might be, and I'm taking it right through. And I've been fortunate that I stayed away, I didn't have to work for a place, which unfortunately a lot of you will have to, and then with that comes guidelines, and just to keep your jobs. There'll be plenty of times where you know what should be getting done, and you'll take it back to people that are above you, and they'll say, oh no, we don't do that. The reason that people are not going to stand up here and say it is more to do with legal implications as opposed to where I don't give a shit, I just tell it the truth, the way it is. It's going to help you guys or save you guys 100, if not 1,000 religions out there. So someone's fucking wrong. When you can't have, everyone's taking money. You try and find a religion that's not taking money. It's very hard to do and find. Yet everyone's, oh no, this is the one. Well, what makes your one the one from the Catholics, or your one the one from the Brethrens, or your one's the one from the Hinduisms, or whatever. Someone's lying. You've got to agree. Someone's lying. Because they don't all say there's 50 gods, so we've got a good shot here. There's only one, apparently. Whereas my God is that I don't choose. I don't care if there's a God. I'll tell you why. Because if you go through most religions, especially the Western ones, they've always got a get-out clause. So if you're a bad person, you're a get-out clause with, I'm sorry, so therefore you're accepted now. Or there's this, the reason that this God doesn't intervene is because it's of human, whatever they say, it's a human, it's our problem, what we do, the way we are, whether we're sinners or whatever it might be. What I say is this, I would say to every one of you now, I would like to think that if you was the God sitting in here today with the powers that no matter which religion you go into, they've all got superpowers, they're all Batman, Superman combined. If you've got that power and you're watching a bloke rape a 5 or 6 year old there, who's, let's take the emotion out of it and not say it's your child. This is just a child. This is just a 5 or 6 year old child, right? Or you've got a bloke over here who's raping or viciously raping a woman or viciously attacking an elder. Like when I say an elder, someone that's like, 70 and 80 years old, getting an absolute flogging beating of some whatsy for whatever reason, and you're a God sitting there, and you're excused for not just flicking this bloke a heart attack. That's not going to give you up. If he has a heart attack, that's not giving you up. What would give you up is if you said, I'm God, and did some tremendous miracle, and people would go, fuck, well, how did he do that? He's either a magician or he's God. He can only be one of the two. And if I struck lightning here and killed someone over there, you'd know straight up, this bloke's not human. But if I'm just standing there looking at him, he has a heart attack, we're both going, shit, what happened to him? You know what I mean? And I'd like to think that there's not a person in here that if they seen something of that nature happen, wouldn't use this supposed power that they've got. You know, I'm nothing. I know that at the end of it, if I do what I do, and I help people, I don't try to hurt people, whatever, I don't know, whatever the words are, surely I'll get some credit if there is this bloke up, in the wash-up, if there is someone, right, surely he's not going to seriously say to me, well, this pedophile here, he's said he's sorry, so, and he's done all the right things now, he's repented or whatever they use, I think that's good. He can come in, but John, mate, you've always said you didn't like me, you can't come in. If that's the way the system works, I'd rather be dust. And I mean that in all seriousness. It doesn't worry me to be nothing. That's probably the biggest thing that's going to happen to all of you. I don't, is there anyone here that's thinking docs or has anyone got a bit of an idea of where they'd like to help, or or is it just basically whatever it ends up? Then I can tell you that most times you are going to be hamstrung in what you would like to do for that person. And by that I mean, even if it was in the case of dogs, the books are going to tell you that because that kid's hungry, clothes aren't that flash. When I say not flash, I'm meaning as in torn, old, dirty, whatever. Doesn't look like he's had a bath for a while. He's only 6 or 7. Seems to go on the streets pretty late at night. Looks like he might be hungry. Then the books would probably tell you, geez, his mother's not doing a good job. He needs to be taken away from the mother, or the other parental situation. And sometimes it's not black and white. It can be, and that'll apply to everything. There's people out there, I've been helping homeless now for quite a few years now in terms of what I do, just for that I just enjoy it at the moment. And I met a kid about two years ago at the Wesley there. And I bought him all these bags of non-perishable stuff, and I threw in some ham, bread and some butter because I wanted them to have a feed straight, someone to have a feed straight, a bit of a feed straight away. There's two things, you can either tell within 5 minutes, what their problem is, or you'll smell what their problem is, you'll know they're homeless. And this bloke just didn't seem, he sounded more like, definitely more educated than me, but he sounded, it just didn't ring that he was homeless. And I said, mate, I've got to ask you, I said, you seem like, what's struggling? Have you got a mental, is there a mental issue? And I get on well with these guys. I've been, I know most of them, I know exactly where to find them in their haunts. I've been able to round up, on the days that I go there, the only reason I do use the church as such is the Wesley Mission in the Cross in Sydney. The only reason I use it is because everyone knows it, especially the homeless. And they gather there, and it's easier for me to give out the parcels. I have a doctor come along, jab them for things like, especially beginning of winter. So, and he'll watch you for colds and influenzas, and I have a hygiene person there, and we get them all brushes and toothpaste, and the girls, the sanitary stuff. And I have a bloke that comes around, he's got 2 washing machines set up the back of his van so we can wash some clothes. I bring clothes along, racks of clothes, so what fits, what doesn't. Some of the stuff, they're quite adaptable how they make it fit, but I might walked away with a pair of pants and I fallen down to his ankles. I said, mate, they really don't fit you, mate. He said, they'll be right. And he walked, and he was as proud as punch. He thought they were the best jeans he's ever had. And I come back about 6 months later with another round of food and everything. And
Did you bring him down?
So he hadn't grown into him, so, but anyway, he was happy. He thought it was the best pants he'd ever had. But this young bloke, as I said, sitting down, I said, mate, listen, you're too intelligent to go on the street, what's your story? And the only reason, and I say this, is that because no matter what your books tell you, every single homeless person, for everyone that's the same, which will be very rare, every situation has to be treated on that particular thing. And doesn't matter what field you're in, I don't care what you're in, whether it's in docks, whether it's out there on the streets, whatever it might be, take every situation, and the first thing you've got to remember is you. Not the person you're trying to help, not the people you're working for, not what the books tell you. The first person you're going to think of is you, because you're the one that's got your home to your kids, to your mother, to your father, right? And you're no help if you make the wrong decision. So you've got everything you look, when you're first looking at someone and you want to help them, you go through, you find out, you've got to build a rapport with them. Obviously you've got to build a rapport, you find out the situation. The reason I say that every situation that you go in is different is that I lived on the street for 2.5 years. I went off it and went back on the streets for a while. And I was on the streets when I was 10, age 10 as well. And that was when I ran away from the orphanage. And, but I knew exactly, anyone that came to me, and it's still the way today, is that unfortunately a lot of the help is just a recruiting, it's a recruiting means to get people to join the organisation that's helping you. And it ultimately always leads to, in alcoholism, it's always the 21 steps or whatever it is. And the homeless, it's usually God will save you and come back to here and come every Sunday and we'll sort things a little bit better for you. Whereas, and so I knew when that person was talking to me, it was like, oh yeah, praise the Lord, and I'm down on my knees praying with him, word for word, you know, to get what I wanted, would be a blanket, tea, soup, whatever it might be. So along the way, don't be afraid to ask the questions that you feel need to be asked to that person, whether it's offending them or not, because they're going to use you just as much as you're going to use them. But the bottom line is, somewhere along the way, if you continue with it, I know that many of you guys are going to do something in the moment, going to do something spectacular. You just don't know it yet. I don't know which ones amongst you it's going to happen to, but I know it will, because it did for me. And some of the stuff that I've been able to do through, like mainly through my books, yes, but some of the stuff I've been able to do, I could never have done if I personally didn't go through what I went through. Mm-hmm. And that's, and for instance, if I wrote a book, if none of this happened to me and I wrote a book tomorrow, why would people choose to get that book? The reason that people get my books is because who in here can put their hand up and say they've got 32 brothers and sisters? 27 of which are full brothers and sisters, not one set of twins. My mother, my birth mother, right, could have had 2 births in 1 year if they were January, because a woman's cycle is 10 months. It says 9, it's 10. Right? So if she had a January, December birth, she could have 2 kids in 1 year. She could have done that several times.
How was she?
It was just one child after another. I was pretty. When I say that I was dumb at school, I probably wasn't. I was very street smart, and I also was liked by a lot of the kids, because they went home to their families, to their mums and dads and whatever, and got fed and that. When I got out of the orphanage, a mate of mine got me up initially by telling his parents and the foster me. And, I ended up at a place at Canberra. It wasn't a good fit for me, but I ended up at a place at the Smiths, and the father figure, Seth, who I'm quite willing to say is my father, because I never met my real father. I missed out on meeting my mother by, we were going on a Monday and one of my older brothers got sick and we put it off till the following week. And she was in hospital. We were going over to Manly, she was in hospital over there, and we put it off to the following week, thinking, because we were told that she was in hospital, but we weren't told the seriousness of it, that she died before we got to meet her the following week. The reason as an 11-year-old I could do that was because in the orphanage, what happens is, once you reach about the age of 8, you then, how the orphanage works, and don't get me wrong, it's got to work like that too, is that the 8-year-olds look after the 7s, the 7s look after so on and so on. And then what unfortunately, where the system was let down was us kids were doing all the work, right up to the older kids. So we're doing all the work, the masters are doing bugger all, except bashing us or eight. Stop a bloody 5-year-old or 4-year-old from pissing on, that's my fault. Or the kid didn't tie his laces right, or on the way to church, he stepped off with a path about this big. There's like a, not pebble, but like those little cutaway stone. And if you stepped off onto the grass or on the bloody side, and you wouldn't even realise you'd done it, but it's one of those pricks the masters would. And then 4 o'clock that afternoon you'd get summoned to somewhere, and you'd walk in, and the next minute you'd be on the ground in agony, you know, could be a broken arm, or just a flogging, like. And I was walking back with this forage, and I'm just walking back, and the next minute I've gone, Greg, he's tripped. One of the masters has tripped me. And the food's gone everywhere. And he's, just to be funny, and when I say to be funny, this wasn't this master being cruel. It wasn't being cruel. No, this was a full-on joke. This was a joke, like a funny joke. I had the choice to scoop it back into my bowl and go to my seat, right, or go hungry. So I'm scooping it into my bowl and I go hungry, right. Kicked it over again and said, no, you eat it from the floor. And laughing. And there's 2 other masters in there, laughing because I'm down on the ground. Don't get me wrong, I didn't want to eat this. But I've got to eat this because I'm going to get the biggest flogging, as in, could be in hospital with a broken bone because I don't eat my food. The bastards kicked it on the floor. Like, how could we win? Surely they didn't go into it with a plan of attack to hurt kids. I don't know if it's a... And I've got, when I say that I don't have hatred, you'd agree with that, wouldn't you? Mm. Like, I can have arguments with people, like mates, non-mates, and within an hour, we can be having a drink together. Because I don't hold grudges in that. But there's one man that doesn't hold true to, and that's the bloke called George Pell. Alright, so is everyone willing to do it if we can jump up in front of this thing? I don't care how many we get, but what it'll do is it gives me about a $15,000 grant to do the feed the homeless. And that's what I make you start every year.
So you're going to say a name and I'm going to go, yep.
That's it. No practice on here. No practice on here. Russell Green didn't do it like that. One take Russell, Mr. Cooley. Alright. How are we, folks? As you know, we met up here earlier on, a few hours ago, and I got each and every one of your names. What are we? I think there's about 30 of us here, something roughly, something like that. I don't think there's happening about 24 or 25 of us. What are the chances of me correctly getting your name right after only meeting you once and finding getting to hear your name once? It's not very likely correct. No, you're wrong. I will do it. And I will prove it to you. And I'm going to prove at this point, I'm just going to read. Harry, you can sit down, mate. Thank you. Diane, you take a seat, please. Sue, you take a seat, please. Carol.
Yeah.
June, did you take it? I'll come back to you. Diane as well, that's what confused me. 2 Dianes, yes, I'll give you to sit down. Hello, Susan, how are you? I'll give you to sit down. Rachel, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Okay, I'll give you to sit down. Jimmy, how are you, mate? Good to see you. At least it's 9 o'clock this morning. How are Sally, how are you? Trish, how are you, Trish? Carol, how are you? Carol and Coral, together, brilliant, how are you? I'm not sure. John, same name as well, I should have remembered that. Thank you. Oh, I think I'm going to forget Sally. Let's sit down. How are you, Phil? How are you, mate? I'll get you straight to say that you're confusing me. I'm trying to. You're well. Thank God for that. I was thinking myself, why am I getting you well? And I was thinking, rebel, and I was thinking that's a need of knowing that you're well. Yeah, sorry about that, brother. Yes. Right then. Again, another Diane, I'll get you to sit down. Zena? Yes, Zena, thank you. Now, you two who have got me stuck, are you ready to your way to home? Thank you, I'll get you to sit down. And, of course, Regina, that's it. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.